What's up, guys? Welcome back to FishOfHex. Today is just going to be a walkthrough update on the new Frag system. Kind of go over some of the things that I've done so far and go over what's left before I can start adding coral to this tank. So as for the tank itself, nothing has changed. I have a couple crabs in there. I found a sea urchin, so he's just chilling in there. Of course, I'm waiting on the dowels in the mail so I can raise this up off the bottom of the tank. I'm probably going to do like 2.5 inches, something like that, which will leave about 5 or so inches left for coral to grow, so definitely going to be enough room. As for the sump, a lot of things have changed, as you guys can see. I have added the Apex Power 8 bar. It's connected to the original Apex in the other room. I ran that through that Aquabus cable. The PM1 module with the temperature and pH probe, and then I also have a DIY breakout box. I didn't have the parts sitting around, so I had to take apart my original DIY breakout box and use those to make this one. I didn't realize, I've been selling them, so I didn't realize I was running low on parts until yesterday, so that was a little bit of a process, but it definitely works, and it's connected to the flow switch. As for the refugium, I have 25 pounds of live rock that I took out of the refugium of the main display. Of course, there's Chaeto and Caulerpa. My plan is to add another 10 pounds of dry rock and one marine pier block, the 8x8 by 4 inch. That's pretty much all there's going to be for biological filtration in this system. It should be plenty. It's 40 gallons. There should definitely not be any issue with that. My skimmer took a shit. The pump stopped working. So waiting on, I'm not really waiting on a skimmer. I'm kind of waiting on deciding what skimmer I'm going to get. I'm still sitting on the Curve 5, which is definitely an overkill for the system. But I can still use it for an upgraded system down the road. So that's how I usually plan my skimmers out. I usually buy one that's definitely overrated because I always upgrade. It's just how it is in this hobby. So I can use the skimmer in another build and not have to waste any money. Now, as for dosing stuff, I have the DP4 dosing pump. I have to calibrate those 4 heads, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And that's sitting on an acrylic rack that I made. It's definitely not pretty. You can see the bubbles in it, but I mean, it's not like this. That's shiny. But it took 10 minutes, and it holds the pump. And it's it's not completely ugly, but it works out well. And I got the dosing containers down here, so it's for 10 minutes worth of work. It's not moving, and it's great. So I haven't decided if I'm going to use the Phospan 550 yet. I don't know yet. I'm just, as for carbon and GFO, I'm probably just going to run one reactor. It definitely doesn't need to be this big, and just mix the carbon and GFO together and change it as usual. Right now I just have carbon in a mesh bag in the overflow, along with my probes that are just in the bubble trap. I have to make a holder for them. Another thing that I made that I'm actually kind of proud of this is my auto top off little hanger here. Same thing, same acrylic. It's not pretty on the top, but it works really well actually, and it just kind of clips in there. And that took 10 minutes. So I have a little butane torch that I use for my carb back in the day, and I just use that to melt the acrylic. Auto top off wise, I have I got a giant hole in it now, but it's a 5-gallon bucket, and I have a MaxiJet 1200 in there because that's the smallest pump I have in this house, and that runs over to here, which is a little overkill for an auto top off. That will be adjusted in the future, but right now it's just for stability purposes. But other than that, guys, the tank is doing quite well. I tested calcium, alkalinity, magnesium yesterday. They're all within range, to be expected, because half the water came from the main display, and then the rest of it was just RODI water with fresh salt, so I didn't really think it'd be too far off. Now my plan is obviously get the skimmer, got to get that done, get the dosing pumps working and calibrated correctly, get more 2-part made. I want to get the GFO and carbon reactor up and running, but it doesn't have to be. Then that stuff can run in bags for right now, so that's not really a priority. And then of course, getting the light on here, so I'm just going to use the SB Reflight off the 10-gallon that's connected to the main display. I'm going to run that in here with a Cat 5 cable, of course have it connected to the Apex. Same light cycle as the main display, just higher intensity in here than it was on the Frag tank. But that's it, guys. I mean, we're about maybe a couple weeks out from getting coral in here. I might do it sooner depending on what I can get for equipment and how soon I can get the equipment. It's just, it's a financial game right now, and I'm basically using money that I got from coral to make this whole system happen. So I'm not using any personal money to make this work, and that's how I want to build this hobby. I don't want to use personal funds to sustain the hobby. I want it to sustain itself. So it might just take a couple weeks before I get some more frags sold, but you know, that's just how the game works. All right, so either way, guys, let's look at these guys real quick. Sailfin doing pretty good. He's eating like a horse. I will make that video after this one and post it as well, how I got him to eat. Basically, it's pretty much a homemade garlic mixture kind of thing. It's stupid simple, and I've been using it for a couple years now, and it works for fish that are a little bit of a pain in the butt when it comes to eating. This guy, Croas, he's chilling, he's cool. The Clown Tang, he's not rubbing himself anymore. He just did that for one day. He seems cool. I haven't went to hypo yet. Just keep an eye on him and see how he's doing. Of course, that's what we use the quarantine tank for anyways. But yeah, guys, just chilling in the little fish room closet, and everything's working out good so far. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.